Hello and Merry Christmas. Welcome to the podcast for Die Hard. I am joined along with Paul Ray.
Hello there.
And Lou Carl himself, Carl McSorley, who's been asleep, so he should be well rested.
Alright.
And yes, we're going to watch along Die Hard, so I'm getting ready to press play. 3, 2, 1, play. And this is one of them shitty Blu-rays that's just play straight away, so there's no menu screen. And yeah. So, this is a Christmas movie, unlike Richard Stedman thinks it's not. Just burn him a bit.
It's always weird, this version, because it's so stretched at the start. For some strange reason, the Fox logo is always stretched on it.
Yeah, it's almost like wants to be anamorphic lens or very wide lens, and
just weird the way they do it. Now, the first time I've ever seen it film was on VHS at a friend's house, and then I loved it so much I ended up going buying it from Blockbusters, like an experimental copy, and I watched it like every day for like at least 3 months. I love this film.
To me, well, again, you just seen it, but like Bruce Willis, this is why Bruce Willis is a household name, because he's just the average day man. I mean, at this point, he's not John McClane, the indestructible fucking can't kill machine. He's just a normal guy who gets stuck in a situation, and I think that's what made Bruce Willis an action icon, you know what I mean? Because he was just doing TV before this, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was writing, wasn't it? That's what Fox was a bit nervous about, because he's not like Schwarzenegger or Stallone, where he's all built like muscles.
Well, he's good,
he's just an average Joe.
Bod, isn't it? Yeah.
Aye.
But can we all be honest with you? This was back when Bruce Willis kind of give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
He'd acted, I mean, I think it's no like Shakespeare, but you know, like I say, it's a decent acting role. He does well.
The first three are my favourite, like, and then the fourth one's Canny.
John McTiernan as well.
Tech.
John McTiernan, obviously, big fan of him for Predator as well, but he's a kind of director that hasn't done much in the last couple of decades, like.
Yeah.
He's also came back for Die Hard with a Vengeance, which is really cool to see a director come back to a franchise after, you know what I mean?
But obviously he did that Last Action Hero also, didn't he?
Yeah. Which I'm surprised Bruce Willis didn't appear in, you know. I'm really surprised Bruce Willis didn't appear in Last Action Hero as a cameo.
At least they could have had like you know how they had the Sly Stallone nod with the Terminator poster or something like that. It could have been easy done, I reckon.
Actually, listening to the commentary of this a few nights back as well, because the brick is known in the Fox inventory as Die Hard Stone Brick, if you want to use it for film. Most of they go into a lot of detail about the skyline and the backdrop they use in here, and it's been used in loads of films, but I just remember seeing this, like, really, like, oh, you're not meant to see this. This is what a fucking action movie is. And this, what an action movie is. Violent 18.
Yeah. I want to say, I didn't actually see this on VHS for the first time. This was one of those films that I saw on the telly. It was, you know, Saturday night, and it was like, 9, 10 o'clock, and there was always that, like, kind of action film on, whatever, Channel 4 or something like that. And I always remember seeing it on that and just thinking that I should not be watching this. But that was always what Saturday night films were. It was kind of granddad's going to watch a film and we get to watch it with him.
There's that skyline in the background.
Mm.
You've got, you're a massive fan of Die Hard though, because you have the Nakatomi Tower, don't you?
I do, yeah. It's a rare US import, but you can't get it in this country apparently. So I'm very happy with it because it took us a while actually. I don't think I got it like through like first hand buy. I think it would end up being like eBay or something.
You got a good deal, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not gonna lie. Got a Lego Batman stand on the top of the helipad, so you know who didn't want that crossover.
The building as well, synonymous to it's the Fox Tower, isn't it? I mean, it's been in so many. It just pops up. It's almost got its own list of cameos, as well as a visit location for movie. locations, but it pops up in loads of films because it's in the fucking skyline. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the Fox. Like, obviously, that's how we keep the budget down, also, wasn't it?
The guy who I think the guy who plays, is it Lewis? No, like the guy who's just been on there before. I think, especially as a kid, I remember getting confused, thinking he was the baddie because he just looks like Alan Rickman. He's got.
Well, he's also like he's doing such a good job of playing a scummy person, isn't he?
Yeah, but I just think they're just too similar cast. I think like because I mean, if you
got the beard and the haircut,
beating the suit, it's the same like mannerisms. Now Alan Rickman as well. What a bad guy he is, like. Fucking California.
The guy, I mean, trained actor, so you know, he just whatever he's done's always been excellent. But I would also say like that might have been, I don't know, like in any other film, it could have been hammed up. But I think like he did it so well that it just works.
Now, recently, these two have reunited in the Die Hard advert for Die Hard batteries.
That's awesome advert. I think it was more bothered by the advert than it was Die Hard 5.
Well, that's it. I mean, if you look at the Die Hard as a series, I mean, obviously the second one was a real, like, fast-track cash-in, but, it was executed well, but it was ludicrous. But, the second one's a more outlandish action film. I love the third one, how grounded it is, and love the ties to the original. Yeah. And I think Samuel L. Jackson was a brilliant cast. Samuel L. Jackson should have been back in the fifth one. And then if you look at stuff like the fourth one, and I think it was the right time, and I think Timothy Olyphant's an amazing actor. I think Justin Long did well, but I don't think we needed Justin Long, but he did for the story. And then the fifth one, I think, just the indestructible Bruce Willis, really, isn't it?
I think.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree. Yeah, I disagree with the Justin Long comment though, because I think that's what works well with the film is like they are like they're making like they're having a bit of a piss take that obviously John McClane has no idea about tech, but I feel like they bridged a great like kind of buddy comedy. I feel like that's what makes the film work, that they are not hiding behind the fact that John McClane probably wouldn't have a clue how laptops work and technology, so I don't know, I feel like you do need him in the film to kind of help get that story along. But, I think that one's probably, I would put that in my third favourite, like. And I'll be one to say, I don't actually mind the last one, but the only thing I have against the last one is that it's a Die Hard film. If that had been just a typical action film, it was not a terrible film. But I feel like because there's so much weight put on top of it, that it's a Die Hard film that, it did fall flat.
Well,
here's a Run DMC Christmas song.
Yeah, it's definitely a Christmas film. An interesting thing as well, though, two things there, because Die Hard's technically a sequel, isn't it? But it's not. It's a sequel in its story for its original roots. But John Jabot, the director of photography, obviously went on to do films like Speed and Twister. He's only done about 5 films: Speed, Twister. I think he did Tomb Raider 2. Speed 2. Didn't do that many, but got a great look to it.
But who got first dibs on playing John McClane?
Wasn't it Frank Sinatra?
Go. It's because
he was smart bloke, because he was 73 at the time. No, it was because he played the detective. Well, an adaptation on the big screen of a detective, so I think they just out of respect, they just thought, we'll offer it to him, but like, say, imagine this film, but with a 73-year-old bloke. I don't know, definitely wouldn't have worked as well.
Apparently Bruce Willis got $5 million for this film, and then
that's the way he was, like.
I reckon he got like 300,000 or something, didn't he?
No, I mean, made him a household name, didn't it? I mean.
But Rickman is I don't know if it's more of a kind of, it could have not been done with more of a classic actor, isn't he? So he's not really known for his big blockbusters and stuff like that. So it might have just been that his agent just didn't get bigger deals because he's never really done massive films.
that was his first Hollywood screen. God, maybe these touch screens there. Good old days, wasn't it?
I know, so high tech in it.
Like CD-ROM interactive, like Jurassic Park.
Fucking touchscreen though.
The screens everywhere.
But you mentioned that, but Jurassic Park, I mean, it was on the same morning. Me and my brother got some really late Christmas presents because of deliveries, and it was in fact Jurassic Park for the PlayStation 1 and Die Hard Trilogy.
I've still got Die Hard Trilogy on PlayStation 1. Fucking hell.
Yeah, such a good game, like 3 games, 3 different concepts, it just works. I could still play that today.
That's fucking violent as fuck, like.
I mean, a big square red blotched all over the screen when you knew you were playing something naughty.
Because it was Die Hard and Alien Trilogy, wasn't it? Both are really good box interactive games.
Yeah.
Now the fact is, Bruce Willis is all. He also gets credited as John McClane in the Loaded Weapon 1 movie, didn't he? No problem when they blow up his trailer. He's like waving his stick. Dun, dun, dun. I love it there. Oh yeah, it's the only ones left in the building. He could have fucking said that. Well, it's a Christmas party.
Alright, Hans.
I love that. I love that falling water.
Yeah.
I love the falling water effect. I mean, that would be class.
Right.
I love
Very
it.
80s chic design in it.
Yeah, it's as I say. I mean, it must be a pretty big set. That.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that skyline again. I was telling you about in the background there with a little.
Yeah, that seemed to be a deliberate shot, like.
Merry Christmas.
The guy kisses him. God damn.
Bruce Willis. He definitely takes paychecks this day and age. Like, he's definitely a contender for the good, the bad, and the what the fuck. That's for sure.
I think the last film I really enjoyed his was a Hostage. That was like years ago now.
That could have been, like, again, he could have been called John McClane in that, and that would have been a great installment in the Die Hard series if they had the guts to take the character into the everyday life. You know what I mean? He's kind of like, but like the Die Hard films have become like, oh, big action set pieces and all this kind of stuff. This one is he's just an everyday guy in this, and I think this is what makes it mint.
Yeah.
But that's what also made Hostage mint. That, and I think Striking Distance as well. Striking Distance wasn't a bad movie, but obviously, again, it could have been a sub-story to, like, the John McClane character. So he did take roles like that, but he's never muscled up, though, you know what I mean? Even when he hit big after this, he never muscled up.
Nah.
Tell you a film I love him in, Jackal. He's fucking mint in that. He's mint in Jackal.
You know what it is, though? The person that I always think of when I think of that film straight away is, I mean, it is an iconic scene, but Jack Black. It's just, I don't know, that one scene, I've seen the film a bunch of times, but it's always that one scene with the gun that makes me think, oh yeah, Jack Black's in that film.
I love the score to the Jackal. It's mint, but obviously it's a remake of Day of the Jackal, and shot for shot, there's some shots just identical. It's like you could watch them side by side, and it's some of the very similar things. The big difference is obviously the Richard Gere character being pushed into the story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alice, he's so greasy, isn't he? Show him the watch.
I've never seen her in anything else, like.
Die Hard 2.
No.
Well, obviously. Right, so here's a big thing. That's the truck, yeah? There's no way an ambulance is in the back of that truck. I'm sorry, like.
Yeah, there's like a scene later on where it's like missing or something from the back of it.
There's another thing as well about that truck. The logo on it's the same truck outside of Die Hard 3 that gets blown up, and I think it's in Speed as well. I remember that from the commentary. God, imagine having that office at work. It's like a fucking hotel. He's like he's in a hotel room.
Hotel.
That's bigger than Castle Stockholm, that. Apparently he went through 17 vests.
What, to pick the right size or the... Forever known as a wife beater in England, them vests.
Yes, I can see you can't even wear one.
Should be good that reputation.
Wear a string vest and you get called absolutely Nesbitt. No, Jesus. Just one time.
So yeah, Jimmy. God damn it.
So I just thought I'd have a quick look at Holly's IMDb, and I'll be honest with you, mate. She seemed to be what I would class as a very successful TV movie actress. Literally, as I'm looking, Die Hard series is the only thing she's done that of big Hollywood.
Oh, I mean, there's loads of shows in America that we probably haven't even heard of like their version of EastEnders or Emmerdale that's been running for years.
Obviously, their soap operas are massive. The one that they treat soap operas like they are the dog's bollocks, basically. So, she was in a film in 1990 with Harrison Ford, Presumed Innocent. Sound like a knockoff version of The Fugitive.
Yeah. I was talking about that on the Drop Zone podcast I did the other day, and I was like, I think the biggest problem with Fugitive 2 was they didn't call it Fugitive 2, just called it US Marshals. But hasn't there been rumours that they're going to remake this with a girl?
Yeah, well, I mean, the last I heard was not that. No, the last I heard they were doing a prequel.
Oh, year one.
Obviously, there was outrage because, like I say, exactly what you just mentioned is the fact that he's an everyday cop, and this is like presumably the first big thing that he's ever done in his life that's of any note. So I just don't understand how you could do either a series or, because that's what it originally was meant to be, a series. It's just like, oh, if he's a beat cop, sure, but I think we all signed up for Die Hard not to see him eat very stereotypically donuts in a cop car, but you know what I mean? I think they were all on the hype with the whole Looper thing, like being able to make, like, I don't know, because I love that film, but there are still like some work to be done when it comes to making Joseph Gordon-Levitt the young Bruce Willis.
Yeah, Bruce Willis seems to do like a big budget movie one a year, but then spend about maybe 2 months jumping from about 3 or 4 different movies in small roles, and then probably has 6 months of the year off. He's got that, you know what I mean? Like if you look at last year, he had Glass, but then he had loads of films like The Trauma Center and Hard Kill, and you know, films where you're in your hand for a while.
Death Wish. I think they were hoping for a lot of more success on Death Wish. Or was it Death Wish?
Death Wish. Like his scene when there's some scenes where he is too wooden and not giving a shit in that movie.
Yeah, no, because I've known a lot about it, like in terms of the build-up, and I know some friends who are like massive like fans of the comics and stuff like that, but it just didn't seem to hit anything at all.
Now here comes an actor who just disappeared from the money. It's him, the lunatic. He's from Money Pit and appears in North as the Amish dad, and I think that's all I've seen him in.
Right.
Yeah, see, there's no ambulance back of the van, maybe.
Definitely no ambulance in the back of that van.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Obviously, he was just a bad guy. I mean, obviously, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves was not long after this.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, wasn't Sam Neill meant to play Gruber originally?
I think there might have been a few people. I didn't believe how Sam Neill he was getting around. Like, when is Sam Neill? Especially someone from New Zealand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Imagine that, flying across to go for interviews and like, LA, did you get the job? No. I'm back. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, there is Ali Long.
The music's awesome in this also, like, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm surprised this hasn't been released as a score, to be honest with you.
There's only maybe half an hour worth of music that can release, I think. Something like that. But yeah, Michael Carmen, I think that's his name. There's a bit of Christmas music in there also. A bit of jingle bells and stuff. And obviously a bit of a classical music, isn't it?
Wasn't he a pop vinyl? Ho ho ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Oh god.
I've got John. I wouldn't dare do that. I've got John McClane and I've got Hans.
Yeah, we're supposed to be getting a dirty fested John McClane over.
Yeah. Well, looks like he's farting.
Make fest with your toes, eh?
It's definitely it's like he's in a fucking hotel, not an office building.
I never realised a massive scar on his shoulder or on his arm.
Oh god, I've never noticed that even now. That's real, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll never ever notice that. Again, this
doing the telephone.
Yeah. The same with this movie as well. It really slows, but then it's got some absolutely brilliant deliveries. Like,
Oh yeah, it's one of the ones that it is a bit slow at the start, but then as soon as it gets into it, 2 hours has gone straight away. It's set up's really good, like.
not long just seen Money Train. He's great in that. Can you imagine that? It's his brother, isn't it? It's all the pressure he's putting him in to do that. I mean, come on, he fucked that up.
I think I went away with full on the seed when he was coming. Like, Argyle! God damn it! But yeah, this is definitely once. I mean, you don't have to watch it at Christmas, but it is definitely a Christmas film. Like, don't know how many times people have arguments about it.
Well, that's it. I mean,
Yes, for me, like, to be honest with you. It's been a while since I last watched it.
It's awesome the slow-mo when he walks out the left leg, isn't it?
well, that's it. I mean, again, it's that very well filmed. Like John McTiernan, though. I remember John McTiernan. I don't think he's on the comedy of this, so he might be. But like when you listen to John McTiernan on Predator, he didn't remember making Predator, and Predator was the year before this, wasn't it? 2 years before.
Yeah. Oh yeah, keep forgetting Vigo's in this, isn't he?
That's not,
Maybe there's Vigo.
that's not Vigo, man.
It is Vigo?
It's fucking not.
The way you are, like, but it is. Not a guy with long hair.
No, he got his hair tied back and I bought it
Yeah. Keep it going now.
Yeah.
With a leather jacket, look. That's Vigo.
Alright, I'll shut up. It is Vigo.
Rosenberg.
That's so scary because I'm looking at Vigo as me fucking drawing next to me telly.
This is a season of Vigo. A child?
A child.
Yeah, Vigo.
It is. Well done, Paul Ray. I'll take it back. It is Vigo. I'm shocked.
I'm going to start off early though. I know it's just a film, but I've put my shoes on, like, I'm not away.
We both own Die Hard socks. I mean,
Yes, we do.
Shoot the glass. Somebody quotes on the front line.
The pizza comments fucking class. Might as well he's up on the radio later on.
What do you think I'm doing ordering the pizza? Huh?
Da man.
Hey, the gentleman. Ah.
You know what's really funny here? They go through the book and they're like reading out this guy's autobiography and where he graduated from and all that, and they don't know what the fuck he looks like. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
No internet them days, man.
I mean, they've got all that information. Surely there's a fucking picture. It's not like he's hiding. Like, it's a secret. I own the building.
If there is fax file, you probably could only make a couple of notes.
Like, how... I don't believe that. Of course we know it was him. Ladies and gentlemen. I'm watching Fat Man after this.
Batman Returns.
Fat
Christmas
Man.
movie.
Fat Man. Mel Gibson.
Oh, right, Batman. Okay, Alice, man. So greasy.
Well, there, look, it's almost like a fucking twins there. They probably had to redo all that audio, man, with all the fucking water falling in the background. But that was quite loud.
Bloody Hans being racist and stuff. Look at all the Chinese people.
On the Japanese.
Aye.
Paul Ray, can always count on you.
Welcome to the party, pal. Look at the computers, man.
One thing in America, you know, they're always big on stuff because how many times you see this movie as a kid and you look around and you're like, oh, you couldn't get through that air vent. Do you know what I mean? You're in a building and you're like, oh, you couldn't get up there, and you go to an elevator and you're like, oh, you can't, like, how do you get up in that elevator? You know, all these fucking tricks. I might actually do that if I get some time. I'll get that picture of Bruce Willis printed out the air vent and make it look like he's creeping into my room. That might be quite an interesting thing.
I've actually got a box on my wall which has all my my power switches and everything, and you could literally do that, no problem with that box. Very tempting.
I mean, look at all them models and stuff like.
That turbine looks like a pod racing one in the back.
Again now.
Proper yuppie stuff, bit thing, isn't it? Proper like American, like yuppie kind of businessmen.
Have you guys seen Rising Sun?
No, is that some Connery one?
Yeah, Wesley Snipes.
No.
I haven't seen it. It's one of those films where every time I see the cover, you know, I can tell you exactly what it looks like and everything, but I never get around to watching it.
It's a mint movie because like it's about a murder and it's like a murder in the Nakatomi Tower, but obviously it's all like they've got like loads of advanced like cameras and like laserdisc machines and stuff, and they try to hide it all through like the messing with the CCTV cameras and stuff like that. It's a really good film. I enjoy it.
I love like watching 80s films with the technology.
Yeah. It's part of charm, isn't it? I think that's why I always feel like, you know, when people say, oh, it got dated and it didn't look as good, but it's like, nah. I think obviously most kids will watch that and go, oh, whatever, like. But
Well, it shows the time though, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, you couldn't write a movie like this because everyone get the mobile phones out. Like, before we continue, everyone put the phones in the bag. You've got to take out the idea of like cameras and all this kinds of stuff. I mean, look at the telly.
Dinosaurs, us man, aren't we? We're just old dinosaurs these days, us guys.
Well, that's it.
I'll take it because I'll be the youngest dinosaur.
Well, that's it. I mean,
means I'm the oldest.
you are. But like, you keep watching westerns. Westerns never change. But like, it's hard to like. It'll be quite hard in 100 years' time to try and pinpoint like a certain era and go, right, it's an 80s film, and like they'll be like, right, that wasn't invented then. This wasn't invented. There's so much advancements, isn't there?
Definitely, yeah. It's one of those things at the moment.
Paul, I cannot take my eyes off his scar on his shoulder. I've never fucking noticed that before. It's fucking brutal, this bit, when his head fucking pops, like, isn't it?
It's got a silencer. Why would you take a silencer off for?
To make a point.
Alright. So Bruce Willis makes a noise and gets a shot.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman.
Bang!
You want to be on a TV with that fucking accent? He's actually awesome, man. Rick Monig, wasn't he?
I mean, like, dude can act his socks off, like.
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest, man.
Yeah. Fucking brilliant in Galaxy Quest, man.
Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek film out there, isn't it? Apart from Star Trek 2, the rough cardboard, not like that. You just have to kill me.
Okay.
Like that.
Fucking
But
man.
You have to also very like 80s that though, isn't it? Like obviously when he's shot in the head, but like it's just way too much. You know,
Well,
like,
it's
a little
Squid
hand
as
in
well.
like
If
that.
it was now, it would be
Obviously, never occurred that much,
CGI.
but I think like when you think of things like RoboCop and stuff like that, the 80s was just screaming out like over the top.
Definitely, mate. That's what's missing today. A lot of films these days aren't even 18s, now it's straight to 15s just to get a bigger audience.
Well, that's it. Right?
Exactly. I mean, they're not even hiding behind that anymore. They openly tell you.
We get an extended or unrated cut.
And you can't really spot the difference. It's again like if like you do squid work, which is what they use there, and just like canister
Yeah.
blood squids and all that. You just can't beat that with CGI. Like CGI, it's just like it's not believable enough, man.
Tell me you heard a shot on your fingerprints. You baby. That's a mobile phone.
I've only ever seen him in one other film. He is in a movie called Trespass, Ice Cube, Ice-T movie.
There's a stunt guy in the background who's in everything. What's up? Got his name?
Ali Long,
Yeah, again.
Genghis Khan from Bill and Ted, man.
Yeah, aye. Piggy Wiggy. Sorry, man from Bill and Ted. Oh, looks like my Ethernet cable will have the friggin' dragged around the friggin' room.
I'm going to say this is the first podcast with your new setup, Paul.
Yeah, yes, getting there.
Paul will be doing his own podcast and leaving me and Carl behind.
Yeah.
No, you guys are welcome anytime when I start doing them.
Well, we need to get Sluggy back in for some. We need to get a Sluggy on the one with you, Paul.
Alright.
Now that's a vault. It would do my tits in though, that noise. If it just constantly was going meh, meh. You're like, fucking shut up, man. Meh.
It's like every digital, like the code will boop, 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 boop. All stuff in it. I think it made a noise, didn't it? Digitally. Now, obviously, this was filmed in the Fox Towers, and obviously it was still under construction, so they used this road, didn't they? So this is actually really under construction at night time. Think, John, think!
Like, you look at all these buildings and like, I mean, we don't. I mean, what's the biggest building around here? Maybe it's what, 15 floors or something like that? You know what I
Critters
mean?
Park.
Eh?
Critters Park.
I don't know, like, I mean, around you, like, between where you live, Paul, and stuff like that, you just don't, like, you see some of these buildings in here, and they're fucking gigantic. And the thing is, not only are they gigantic, how many of them is, do you know what I mean? And like, over here, we've just got little tiny ones, you know what I mean? And you just really don't grasp how big some of these buildings are, and...
There's a lot of F words in this.
Oh, yeah.
F bombs. There's only be one, and that's it.
I think there's more F-bombs and more violent in Die Hard with a Vengeance, but it's just like 10 years later, it's a sign of the times. It only got warranted at 15.
It was on TV, it was always cut to shreds or stuff, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
I remember watching this on VHS connected to like a proper like separate system, and it was stereo sound, and the sound was amazing on it, like bass and your left and right speakers separate. It was amazing. It was always like a show-off system. When obviously Carl knows when they released the widescreen CBS Fox ones, is one of the ones I picked up was the CBS Fox Die Hard widescreen edition. Made all the difference.
Yeah.
Fox did a range of the... You'll know what I'm talking about, Paul. No disrespect, Carl, but you probably know as well. I've got two of them. So I've got Die Hard. No, I've got three. I've got four. So I've got Die Hard Speed, Predator 1 and Predator 2, and they brought them all out. And they sort of made them like interactive menus, and then there was hype about changing scenes and shit. Or like really
Cardboard slipcovers.
Cardboard slipcovers and alternative front covers. Like they're all like Die Hard's golden front cover, rather than its traditional black and red, what it used to be.
Because it had the first two films in, didn't it?
No, it just got the first one.
Oh yeah, and then they put the second film in, because that's before the rights went back to Fox for the third one. Yeah, you had the extended scenes and deleted stuff. Yeah, make your own transitions and stuff. Yeah. I love what Niners meant. Well, shoots me.
I love the fact. I love the fact that he tries to elbow him and it fucking fails. I don't know what his plan is. He's got a gun to his head and he tries to he just totally fails.
Oh my god, that stunt double was so bad. It wasn't even John McClane. It wasn't even Bruce Willis. I just noticed it.
Aye, it is.
I've seen this film a million times and I just noticed it now.
It's not as bad as I'm going to get you, sucker. When they've got white guys doubling for the black guys. There you go, neck bro.
Oh
that is a horrible fall, that though. Now going back to what I said about Drop Zone as well. With Drop Zone, they end up in like a Die Hard rip-off. The last 15 minutes of the movie, and the guy falls down the stairs, breaks his neck, exactly the same with Wesley Snipes, and then Wesley Snipes hides him in the elevator. I was like, fuck me, man. Clone Die Hard. Nelson Mandela, that. Red Castle. That's a hell of a drill. Bruce Willis has definitely slipped, but he still gets like that one big film a year in, I think.
I think if he does another Die Hard, just bare bones, no craziness, be awesome. That one last film you could do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
God damn.
I think one of the best Bruce Willis films, well, Fifth Element. I think he's just... Because obviously it screams a big movie, but like there's something odd about it. It is the European hybrid into American cinema especially. But I think he's fucking fantastic in that.
I gotta say, this film taught me how lifts work, really. Mechanics behind lifts. Listen, speed.
Well, Speed was a massive.
Lift film.
Well, no, it's like I had a big elevator scene as well. And it's Fox, isn't it? So.
Yeah. God, he's a cheeky one, isn't he? Now, John McClane, he's dead cheeky. Not much of a spread, like, is there? Not much of a buffet.
That guy, imagine standing there that long with your legs spread like that. Like, why is he standing there like that? It's a nice lighting touch, that as well. Obviously coming from the water. Ho ho ho!
It's not a Christmas film, what are you on about?
Look how well that guy's tricked his hair.
Oh, I have a machine gun.
Ho ho ho.
Obviously, there was Christmas jumpers around this year, the Die Hard ones.
I think it's been Mandalorian. I've seen Asda had quite a few Grogu ones in.
Who?
Grogu.
Never heard of him.
I know.
I seen a Ghostbusters one, like.
Nah. But then again, I mean, is it going to be like, I mean, that kind of capitalised on the idea of having like Christmas parties and stuff like that, which I don't know about you lot, like, but there won't be anything happening on our end.
No. Well, obviously, just quick specs of this. The budget was 25 to 35 million. Do you know what the box office was?
It'll not be
123.
No, what?
I don't know. It was a hit, wasn't it? But it wasn't. It was sort of like it took a while to become a hit, didn't it?
Around 141 million. So it did really well.
Oh, pretty close, yeah.
God, you just think.
But the second one did better. The second one did more, though. I think it was 240, something like that, for the second one.
Yeah.
He didn't do much between the two diehards, though, didn't he? We just went back to the TV for a bit, didn't he?
Girls. Maybe that's time I had a little look, isn't he? Little
I can see he's like, yeah. Put some boobies on a wall. We're all gonna stop.
Mind you, I was seeing this. I was thinking the same thing. If I was in a terrorist situation like that, sorry, a hostage situation like that, I would have time.
Boobies.
I want blood.
Welcome to the boobies, pal.
I want blood.
Well, if you want to go for a little bit of a day trip, you can go to the National Museum of American History at the Smithsonian, and you can actually see the original Die Hard vest.
Definitely worth it for that.
I just love how it was titled, you can see, but in bracket, you can't touch John McClane's sweaty tank top.
That's fucking class, this, like. What does it sound like? I'm on a fucking
The root scene is awesome, like. Mayday. Kenwood, man. Remember Kenwood? Where's the best place to transmit? The Woof!
The Woof.
The Woof!
It's also, as well, he's also got that weird ass gun, hasn't he?
Yeah. No shit! Pick him order a pizza! Love it.
There you go, here comes that gun. It's so odd.
Yeah, no, you stick in it.
Obviously, you can get it in the video game and you just murder loads of people.
Come down here and arrest me. Now, what I noticed years ago, this is before the internet, the bit when he's jumping around, if you look at his feet, he's got like fake feet on.
Yeah.
Oh, he had 4. Apparently throughout the whole film he had 4 fake feet.
Like a hobbit. I think this bit where he falls down, slips down the thing. No, I don't think it's a bit, but it's a bit like right next to him where he falls down. There's like a massive bolt in the floor. I was like, the feet, what goes on that? Goes straight through his foot.
20s.
That fall there when like that edit when he's like he goes and it cuts to him like hitting the banister, right? That's like almost like Hudson Hawk, because Hudson Hawk's got some of the most weirdest transitions. Like when the jump, like when him and his mate jump off the roof and he go out to go through the canopy, then he just randomly lands in some guy's apartment, shaking it off, and like his mate's missing and all that. It's fucking mental, Hudson Hawk.
Remember we met John McClane, our girl picked them up from the plane.
Yeah, I think I've still got on my phone. I might still have that. It's only a music video in it.
Guys Night, yeah, awesome song. I think it's on my Spotify. This is like now and then. We're gonna die hard. Yippee-ki-yay, Moba Flubber.
Is that just in case there's any kids watching for?
Yeah. I think I have like the guns, like muzzle flashes you can actually see from the bottom. What I mean, from the outside also.
Yeah.
And the bit where Colin's got the gun, he's going to go by like the top. Looks like a proper trained like killer, doesn't he? He's going to stalk his prey.
There's his fake feet. Imagine getting your feet stuck in a cattle grid like that. Oh! Like rolling across the floor and you get one of your toes stuck.
Standing on Lego. I love his expressions on his face because he's always thinking on his feet. See what I did there? He's always thinking of like where he can go and what he can do, isn't he? Like just a bit there for fun. Like he's thinking.
Well, that's it. It's like that's why Die Hard. He's not really going to give up, does he?
You're gonna die hard. Well, apparently Die Hard's in a View cinema.
Huh? Actually, I think I did that last year, actually. Come to think of it.
I've
We
seen
should
it.
do a podcast from there.
Well, yeah, that was it. It was the drive-in, wasn't it? There's one on the drive-in. Yeah, it'll not be long before we're doing them all in the same room. Paul will be over the stage.
Scary that like.
Make him a little bunk bed.
I don't know if I can handle it.
Pizza and kebab and chips, man. Oof.
Oh yeah, we'll start the podcast and you'll be like, oh, gonna go for a shit.
That'll be 5 days later, man.
I always felt it when he falls and he grabs it and you just... I think that's really good sound effects. You fucking feel it like, oh...
I think that was a proper stuntman, wasn't it? Actually, proper falling, I think. If I remember right. But yeah, it was just 1988.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what happens in 1988 films.
Be interesting to see what Stallone and Schwarzenegger were doing, because they were trying to at least get one action movie out a year, weren't they?
Because say, what is Schwarzenegger doing much then?
The Predator would have been done.
I'll read out in a minute if you're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we are. We're desperate for it.
I just want to see him drop first. I'm sure that's a matter.
I'll tell you what, was Twins not 88?
Possibly.
Bingo. So I'll tell you anyway. We had Rain Man, Young Guns, yeah, Beaches, Frantic, Willow, one of my favourites, something called Beetlejuice, Akira, Scrooged, Twins, Bloodsport, Deadpool, Cocktail, Die Hard, Moonwalker, Red Heat, there you go, Schwarzenegger, Big, Heathers, Dangerous Liaisons, Great Outdoors, Mason,
Oh, yeah,
Coming
yeah.
to America, Land Report Time, Working Girl, Fish Called Wonder, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Please, My Neighbor Toro, Midnight Run, Lee Live, Elvira, Rambo 3. So there's your two of them there.
I could say
Short
the
Circuit.
Lord needed to be this one.
Yeah, Short Circuit 2, Killer Clowns, Dirty Rotten Scoundrel, Child's Play, Adventures of Baron Munchausen, and our favourite, Police Academy 5.
Simon Miami. Oh, that was the worst one, I think, wasn't it?
Brit had never seen Police Academy, so I put it on, and I don't know, I was telling you this, Paul. I tried to watch it. We were going to watch it downstairs when we brought it upstairs, and then it wouldn't play. It wouldn't play with any audio upstairs. So the next night we tried to watch it downstairs. I was like, "All right, do you want to watch Police Academy 2 now?" She's like, "No." I was like, "Did you not like it?" It was all right. I thought I was going to have to re-watch all the Police Academies. Oh.
That was a tough week for everyone, that.
It was epic.
We still haven't done Waterworld. I mean, that's the ongoing fucking joke now, isn't it?
But could that be like, I mean, is it getting to a point now where could we just reserve that for the when we do it in person? Could it need to be like epic now?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
That sounds absolute. Actually, that sounds like a special, that.
Yeah, good say.
we'll do
Sounds like a special, good idea, pal.
Nah, we'll do it as a video special so you can actually see us.
Bargain. For 3 hours. There'll be water alright, there'll be tears in my eyes watching it. It's alright, I like it.
I love that shot in the foreground. I'm just like, boom, boom.
Yeah. The metal bum bum.
Oh, well, that's it. Hang on a minute, because Bruce Willis is the pink bunny rabbit in North, isn't he? So Elijah,
Yeah.
so like that guy is in North as well. So that's a connection between that.
Yeah, I thought we were going to. Oh, there's Vigo.
I fucking never realised that was
It
Vigo.
was beautiful Vigo.
God, that T-shirt.
Yes, I've heard this before. A child?
Someone did a kind of art piece on Vigo. It was like a comic illustration. I thought, I could be down for a Vigo film, like. Like a Netflix,
prequel?
like 1 hour. Yeah, but like nothing to do with Ghostbusters. Because like, I reckon it's got a canny backstory and everything. It's like I say, it's just one of those things where bring out as like an hour and a half Netflix special. I'd do that.
Who's driving this car?
This is awesome, this bit, like, isn't it?
But say, little do we know how much this man's going to affect the series. Do you think they planned on him being as likeable and as like a returning cast, or do you think it was meant to be just like a B cop?
He was from the Family Ties or something, wasn't he? Or something like that.
Yeah. Aye.
I'm sure he's in Beverly Hills Cop, you know, as a copper as well.
He strikes me as that kind of actor who just like kind of popped into a few different things.
Yeah, man.
The line is coming. Welcome to the party, pal. Not be long.
I think I use it every day at the moment.
As soon as you walk into work, welcome to the party, pal.
Do you work here? Welcome to the party.
Had a conversation the other day about if you could take any film and basically have one a real character, one real actor, and the rest of them being Muppets. I could get on board with that as a diehard. Bruce Willis just running around a building getting attacked by random Muppets.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, frog his hand.
Can you do welcome to the party, pal, in Kermit, though?
Welcome to the party, pal.
Yep, just as effective.
Well, it's a bit like this is a long table, isn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks for the face.
Look at that though. You don't even notice the hand and the gun there. How close he is. You wouldn't have seen that on VHS.
I was literally just about to say, I bet you if you went to VHS, I wouldn't have picked up with all.
I'm listening to the widescreen version, 2.35 letterbox.
That's a fairly sturdy table, like.
Thanks for the guys.
Oof. I mean, like, as a kid, you're like, oh, he only got shot in the legs. How did that come? But now, if you think about it, the gun's in his leg and all the way up through his body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this is Robocop was like the two like films that like I wasn't even old enough to watch at the time. Did I do?
Was there a film that you ever wanted to watch that you was like, no, you can't watch that yet?
Predator 2.
Was that right? I can never remember if there was anything like that in my house.
You always used to go in the video shops and it was just... Because it was like on the top of the shelf, like peering down. Predator 2.
The time one film I didn't want to watch, but I was forced to watch The Predator.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, as we were all.
Welcome to the party, pal. This has been quite quiet on my end till this bit. I love that cutaway to him still laughing on the... I mean, imagine how much that must have cost back and then. You can see the roll cage in there. You could just see the cage inside the car on that backward shot.
Yeah. What need is it? You know when the lights go off. Oh, Gary. Oh, I forgot.
Will Arlington, is it right? Walter Peck. Again, I've only ever seen him in this, Die Hard 2, Ghostbusters, and Biodome.
Yeah, okay, yeah, Biodome.
He's got a creep, isn't he?
So all I can think about is Figo quotes now. Put a door, time is a window, I'll be back. Sorry, Hans. How do it is John McCain's top now, like?
It kind of changed a lot. Do you think it's the same white top? Or have they literally gone for like a really dirty top?
Well, he went for a vent. He went for a vent, Carl. He's been crawling for a vent.
But you're going to have like smear mark. He was on his stomach and on his back, right? That's way too covered. Like, that is literally its own colour vest.
It's just
That's
a
not a white
movie.
vest gone dirty.
It's just a
Real for me,
movie.
goddammit.
What is guys in the cigarettes, eh?
I don't know about you, Paul, I don't even know if you ever did, but Mason, did you ever try taking a cigarette out of a box the way the Americans do? And a stealing every time?
God, flicking it out.
Aye.
I couldn't do it. It's like Keanu Reeves in Feel in Minnesota when he keeps flicking them up and catching them in the mouth. I could never do that.
No, I think it's like our boxes are like sturdy cardboard, whereas theirs are like literally paper.
Oh, theirs are almost like foil with a middle bit of cardboard around it and like buttons. You know what I mean? Packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
No, but I did want to start having cigars because of Hannibal Smith from the A-Team.
Oh, I love a cigar. I haven't had one for a while.
I love it when the plan comes together. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Full editing. Nice.
Eat it, Harvey.
Reginald Vell Johnson, that's his name. Forgot now. He was in Ghostbusters also, wasn't he?
No, that's it. It's not Beverly Hills Cops. It's Ghostbusters, isn't it? He's the guy who's
Jail.
put in jail.
The jail dog. The Ghostbusters, the man wants to see you.
That female broadcaster looks familiar.
It's Family Matters he was in.
He was down on the street. Look at that man ringing somebody on a fucking walkie-talkie. Hands-free, kids.
You always forget that, don't you? Like two-way radios. Because I haven't turned the channel off. Scary, isn't it? That Disney owns Die Hard now.
I know. They must have plans for some kind of X-rated fucking Disney Plus.
They have. I mean, they were talking about aliens. Yeah, they were talking about like an alien series and stuff like that, but they said it was all going to be like kind of treated differently.
I think Stars is coming to Disney Plus, but as they get add-on to the channel, so it has like the Fox stuff and the ABC stuff.
I think they're getting a bunch of stuff. But there's apparently word on them making a merger with Hulu.
Well, yeah, because one shares in that, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, $5.99 Disney Plus is not going to be that much longer. Got a funny feeling with all them announcements, it's going to be a bit more.
Have to pay for all the Star Wars things, though.
Well, I could just watch one of the 10 copies that I have, so I'm alright with that.
Right, Casper can't watch it. Wait. Casper getting offered a refund of Savvy 15% for it being damaged. I would have said give us it for free.
I'm waiting for years now, video Mason.
What's that?
Well, in all fairness, though, I mean, I think it's only because it's been such a massive problem. Because my Hellboy 2 Steelbook came pretty knackered, like, and I pretty much went through the same process, sent them a picture, and they came back with an offer of 20% refund. I said no, and then they said, right, we'll just, because it's sold out, we'll refund you the whole one. And I did our champion, and I said, where do I send this back? And he goes, I'll just keep it. So I think they've done that in the past where they've told people to keep it and fully refund them, but I think because there's so many of them, you just couldn't afford to do that. Like, I just don't like the fact that you have to send it back tracking when they don't give you the credit of tracking it when they send it to you in the first place.
It's Dwayne, isn't it? It's Breakfast Club, isn't it?
Aye.
It's also in The Mask, isn't it?
When you get a ball by the hole, when you grab the ball, you've got to deal with the holes.
Well, he's also in Loaded Weapon 1 because Emilio Estevez walks up to him and he's at a they're arresting somebody in the apartment and he walks past him and it's that kind of like nod to Breakfast Club, isn't it?
Yeah, aye.
Paul Gleason, Dwayne T. Robinson. Trading Places.
Oh, good, yeah.
I can't remember that.
Oh, he's the guy who's in he's the guy who's got all the documents and all that, man. In Trading Places.
Oh, right, okay.
The one they're following.
Oh, yes, the one who sets him up.
Ah, he's the one that keep the payment and all
That's the
that.
drugs and stuff in the thing, yeah. Oh, he's done some stuff like... Oh, he's in Ewoks at Battle for Endor. Forgot about that, the TV movie.
Well, yeah, a lot of the classic actors were.
Breakfast Club, never heard of that before. The A-Team, The Equalizer, Miami Vice, Die Hard, 21 Jump Street, TV show, LA Law, The Wonder Years. What will it do if I sing out of tune? Murder, She Wrote, Tales from the Crypt, Maniac Cop 3, The Badge of Silence, Loaded Weapon 1, New Adventures of Superman, Revenge of the Nerds, Bore, Christ. Yeah, he's in loads of stuff. Dawson's Creek, Malcolm in the Middle. Actually, last thing is he still? Oh, he's dead. Oh my god, 2006, that was years ago? Oh, he's died. 2006, which I didn't realise. Merry Christmas, everyone.
That makes loads of sense, doesn't it?
Now, like,
Getting pissed, you're a limo driver. Well done.
That was probably the size of my TV when I was at my bedroom when I was a kid. It wasn't colour, it was black and white. Watching Empire Strikes Back on Christmas Day on ITV. Sorry, Channel 3. In black and white. I remember that.
Are we granddad?
Oh, I remember.
Telling your war stories again.
I mean, like, kids
I
just,
had a black and white telly for years.
that's it, like kids these days and age, and you said to them, oh, I only had a telly in black and white. What?
Yeah.
And it's one of the most iconic lines in any kind of song. Rapper's Delight when it's I got a colour TV so I can watch the Knicks play basketball. It's just fucking genius.
It was fun music, man.
But again, no, like, this is a film that would have been like word of mouth. Now everyone goes, oh, I'll just watch the trailer, or oh, I've never seen that bit in Die Hard, just YouTube it. You know what I mean? They watch like the best ofs. Or everything wrong with, that's the opinion. Me and Paul's got a friend called Dan, and he's always just like, oh, this, that. And I was like, Dan, have you even seen the film? He's like, well, I watched everything wrong with. I was like, you need to watch the film yourself, you mong. You know what I mean? But if you've got no interest in watching a movie in general, and again, you want to talk about like knowledge and knowing what it's about, you can do stuff like that, but Jesus. This will be our first podcast as well with the new graphics. The new blue and purple one, which I'll have to add Paul Ray into it, as me and Carl did Blade 2 a few days ago?
We did add, yeah.
And we're getting ready to do Blade 3. I've been watching Blade 3 and it's like watching the sequel to the first one. It's like got all the fast camera movements and all this kind of feels like a sequel.
We're doing a sequel. We're back like popular to rain. Come on, everybody, strike a flippin'.
I love these FBI, SAS, I don't know what you call them, the Marines people, what do you call them? That's when it gets stung with nettles. Oh.
Fucking hardcore at the moment.
Such a weird thing to put in a scene, isn't it, though?
It's awesome, I love it. This would be me, this, like.
I always remember this scene, always sticks with us.
Just wound them.
Do you think you improvise this bit? With a candy bar? Candy.
Yum, yum.
Candy. I'll tell you what, like, I do like a crunch bar, like.
No, that's the chocolate I haven't heard for a while.
Got some
When they
fucking
do
right.
those Fox searchlights, put bat symbol on it.
Well, I don't know what they're doing over there, but Beamish Hall, for those listeners, is a hotel in now Loughlin, has got 2 massive spotlights on every night. I don't know what they're doing, like, but
Batman?
they look very, I wish, no. Very Hollywood.
I went to Hollywood. Oh, no. Okay.
See, even here, it's the eve before Christmas night, and it's a Christmas film.
Okay, Theo, that's his name. Pronounce that. Have a quick look, let's see what he's been. That Die Hard, I think it was called Die Hard in his back apparently.
What is?
No,
But,
yeah, battery advert.
Yeah, Barry is called Die Hard is back. Yeah, so Theo was in Different Strokes, Chips, Top Gun, which I didn't realise, Karate Kid 2, who's a GI in that, Die Hard, LA Takedown, Matlock, Walker Texas Ranger, Jesus Christ, Walker Texas Ranger, and something called the Nostradamus missions from next year. So yeah, not much.
I'm quite surprised I haven't seen anyone in the X-Files yet, but, you know, it's time.
Oh.
Oh, it's
People are
the...
splendid, man.
Here comes the truck.
Did Gigi do this film, did he? Lens flare everywhere. We got ourselves an army.
Do they even have them anymore?
I don't think so. Not anymore, I don't think. Well, it's legal. There he is. I John actually forgot he was actually in this until I checked IMDb again.
I love this bit coming up when he drops the monitor down there and it just takes out the entire bottom of the building. It's fucking brilliant.
He uses the monitor to put on top, so when it hits the ground, the monitor actually activates the detonator, doesn't he? The TNT. So I think that's right.
Leave it, hurry. Hurry. I mean, look at these things, man. You're just like, holy shit.
shows like that.
Well, in America,
I couldn't
man.
guess why that worked properly.
Well, man, look at it in America when you go in there, you can buy anything. Look at that thing the other day when someone was selling a flamethrower on sale, and you think, fuck me, man.
I remember what I was thinking, watching this on video with the surround about the front speakers. That was amazing quality.
Ooh, hit it again.
Kaboom.
Shoot again.
Hit it again.
He's thinking again.
Oh, Paul Ray's dodgy dealings coming through.
Nope, not mine.
Well, I haven't moved a muscle, so if it's me, I don't know how.
He is Johnny. Mr. Trick there, like, here's Johnny cracking through the wall with a fucking axe.
And this is such a good shot. Like you can tell it's all matte paintings and stuff. This bit here, all of it, so good.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I just think he goes like whatever, just stuff it.
More and more.
God, I'm on this, man.
I love it when he gets a little bit angry as well, and you can hear him getting frustrated, and he's like talking to himself, and it's just like, I think that's another great thing. But like, I was saying, like,
What if the monitor fell off the chair? It wouldn't blow.
I love the delayed thing though.
Apparently, like this,
Oh,
like,
look at all the effects.
Should actually set on fire by mistake. Fuck. I will have a look. Holy shit.
It's fucking brilliant, that building.
It's not the police. It's him.
It's him. It's him.
So for the next at least 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing quotes from this even more now, thanks.
So is that Vigo dead, do you think? Because he sort of ducked under the explosion.
Nah, he's gonna have his surprise return.
Oh, there she is. She's in loads.
I mentioned it before that she's been in a lot of stuff, like got one of those faces.
Well, she's the mum in Goonies, isn't she? She's
Yeah.
She's in the I didn't know that.
she's the what do you call it, man? In Loaded Weapon, Lethal Weapon. She's the fucking shrink doctor of the department.
Psychiatrist.
That's the word I was looking for. Feeling very unappreciated here.
See, now his vest would be that dirty. I get that.
I forgot about that. Like the original like poster came out didn't actually have Bruce Willis on, did it?
Nah.
It was only just because it was scared in case it would hurt the box up. So when it became popular, they put it back on the poster.
Well, there's that. I think one of the facts is that Die Hard poster actually appears in Moonlighting as well. It's quite funny that Bruce Willis appeared in Friends, and obviously they love Die Hard and Friends, don't they?
Yeah. That was such a weird cameo as well, though.
Due to tourist interest in Fox Plaza building in Los Angeles, people are now forbidden from taking photographs directly outside the building.
Why?
That can't be true. It's in a
It's on
public place.
IMDb. It's true.
I don't believe it. Nah, it's a public building. Well, it's a building in a public place, so...
was unfair. 20th Century Fox, a production behind the Die Hard franchise, formally admitted that Die Hard was a Christmas movie after stating that it's the greatest Christmas story ever told in a new trailer to mock the 30th anniversary.
I'll have to get that trailer and send it to you.
I'm on board with being a Christmas film, but it's not a Christmas story.
It is a fucking Christmas film. We're watching it at Christmas as a Christmas special.
What I said, Monkey Boy, I said it is a Christmas film, but I don't agree that it's a Christmas story.
It happens at Christmas.
It's very different.
It happens at Christmas.
Yeah, but it's not a Christmas story.
But it happens at Christmas.
Oh my lord. Yeah, okay. I concede.
So yeah.
Anyway, do you know what he says in the TV version?
Yippee-ki Momo.
Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmer.
Give that one.
This is, in the edible TV version, John McClane's famous line was changed to Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmer.
Should have kept it that way.
Yes, Sam Neill turned down a role of Hans Gruber, apparently.
He could have done it, Sam Neill, like, especially if you look at him in Event Horizon. He can turn on the
Because of Australian New Zealand accent.
He did actually quite well in Daybreaker. He's like kind of the bad guy in that.
Ethan Hawke.
Aye, Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe.
Will I am.
Aye. I love it how he's got the exact same pictures that she had on her desk. It's kind of like, right, we'll do a quick one there and a quick one there, and that's the two photos we need.
Speaking of names, I was calling Walter Goggins for years.
Well, he went by the name Walt for ages, didn't he? Walt Goggins.
Yeah, Walt.
He wished me a Merry Christmas, me and Britt. Just the other day when... What?
Merry Christmas, you and Britt.
Walton Goggins wished us a Merry Christmas the other day. It was quite cool.
Hans, baby.
Can you imagine Christopher Walken as Hans Gruber?
Hey.
Hey, ladies! I'd be like, ladies and gentlemen.
Bruce Wayne, why are you kissing Batman for?
I'm surprised they haven't brought him out as the pop range. I mean, Carl, like, where's Bane at? And where, like, I wasn't gonna drop.
Well, I was going to say, because you could definitely do a Batgirl and Robin.
No.
I would buy a Batgirl one.
Very cute girl.
Who's a cute girl?
You.
No,
Alicia Silverstone.
no, she's not like.
Alicia Silverstone.
She's probably got a snobby face.
I don't know, like, if you put it in a room with her in a Batgirl outfit, I'm not going to knock it back, like.
She'll knock you back.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Fucking hell, Paul.
And I do I feel a bit wounded by that one, actually. I had to say it, it just felt malicious after all. It didn't even feel like it was being funny. I wanted to be...
You didn't even hold back there, Paul.
Nah, sorry guys, I didn't mean it. That happened to my own stuff, so don't worry about it, Carl.
We've all been there.
Jesus Christ, pal. You almost killed me.
Has there been know the two famous Hans in films? You got Han Solo, you got Han Cooper.
Hans Christian Andersen.
Why do I not know that name? Who's that?
It's a film.
Well,
That the name of the film?
Mm-hmm.
it's a.
Oh.
It's a musical, isn't it, Paul?
No. Hans Christian Andersen is actually a Danish author, actually, to be precise. A Little Mermaid. He wrote Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, which is based on me, apparently.
Hang on. No, there
One of
is.
my favourite childhood ones.
There is, man. Hans Klopek. Pinocchio. Scott Robinson.
Hey, Pinocchio, where do you think you're going?
Yeah, you got Christian Walken as Geppetto. That would be a great cast. That's probably on Disney's radar, that.
Hey!
Well, it's favourites are like that. We got they released a Pinocchio film this year. It was really quite strange. Like it was a foreign film, but it just seemed really bizarre. That
Well, wasn't Bob Hoskins in the one from years ago, but wasn't Disney?
Oh, the kid from Home Improvement.
What? Thomas
oh yes, I know who you're about. Taylor something.
Taylor Scott Thompson or something. It's got triple barrel.
That's the one. Yeah.
There's Adventures of Pinocchio.
I think that's strictly going to stay animation. There's just too much about that film that you just won't be able to do in live action.
Yes, 1986
It's a
film.
so it'd be creepy enough as a cartoon.
Steve Barron directed it. Where do I know that name from?
Huh?
There's Adventures of Pinocchio, one with a kid on. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, Rob Schneider.
Steve
Barron.
He not directed a few Adam Sandler films. Oh, he did it in Ninja Turtles.
Heads. Take on Me, Billie Jean. Yeah, I thought I recognised her name.
Did he not do one? Did he not do a few Adam Sandlers as well?
No. Anyway, Die Hard.
Die hard.
Die Hard. Remember we met John McClane. I'll go pick him up from the plane. Talking about the towers, full a couple of hours.
There she is again. Hostage, terrorist, hostage.
I think TV things look like Robocop, don't they? You know what I mean? Because they actually put it on the monitor.
Oh, like the lines and all that.
Yeah, like the NTSC lines, yeah.
And it was like this little backstory there, like cutting away to him, and like, well, how long we paused on that guy there, and the director's going, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a subplot missing.
You don't realise how long this film is, do you?
I didn't realise it was over 2 hours. Like,
It's the longest film in the series, apparently.
was it?
Yeah. Johnson and Johnson.
Right, I don't warrant him on the left, Robert Duvall. I mean, obviously he's from the Goonies as well, but I didn't warrant him being in fucking Expendables 3.
God, you try to take a paycheck off the right monkey.
Yeah.
Poor lad, just trying to make a living, man.
On to be all.
But by Expendables 3, I think they were just picking any old famous face out.
100% one.
First two were awesome. probably first one a little bit more.
So you can say the one without Bruce Willis is the worst.
Didn't realise that. Listen, it was all Bruce's fault. Shouldn't have gotten the greedy.
Please don't kill me, don't you, Kitty? Hello there. Do you not think you would have recognised his voice from the radio? That's his voice. Even from the accent.
See, again, it would have been. It's just kind of like. Again, it's a nice twist, but it's a credit to Alan Rickman to shift that gear. But it's all about when he lands and his hair's now dry and forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just went from proper slick back to like boof.
He wants to be on TV with that accent.
Again, look at this stuff in shot. Pulling that focus, baby.
Do you know if 3D was still cool these days? Do you think Die Hard would be in 3D? Like Jurassic Park was?
Nah, not really much you could do, is there? Maybe the hard falling scene.
Die Hard in 3D.
The guy on the right, he's in a lot of things as well, isn't he?
X-Files.
We're saying that Robert Downey's definitely in the X-Files, I'm sure he is.
One thing for sure, you get a smoker's cough when you're watching 80s film, didn't you?
Oh,
I would have started smoking when I watched it.
There we go. What a time. Do you smoke?
Tony Bill Clay.
Again, it has slowed down a bit. I mean, me and Carl, you haven't heard it yet, Paul, but when we did Blade 2 the other night, we were all convinced that, like, Blade 2, if you took out Whistler and didn't bother bringing Whistler back, you could have had 20 minutes out of that film, isn't that right, Carl?
Absolutely. I'm sure we watched the 4-hour edition.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can't believe it's the shortest of the three.
Yeah, I
Blade 2.
See,
Blade's my favourite.
I would have loved Blade 2.
I did start that with that opinion, and then I rewatched it, and I was like, I don't mind it, but I don't think I love it as much as I thought I did.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely not aged well, that's for sure.
You can't say it because Christopherson, man. You need Christopherson.
But when you're forcing something, it just doesn't work, does it?
Just pull a trigger.
Point and shoot, man.
Oh, Howard, man. Johnny boy. Use your detective skills.
He doesn't give him a load of gun though, does he?
No spoilers. I love his smirk and his face, yeah. Look at Bruce's face, man. Look at fucking TV reaction on it. So cool, isn't he, Bruce Willis? Wait, what?
He's been in a lot of movies, Bruce Willis, like.
Aye, done alright for himself, right?
Death Becomes Her.
Awesome.
Hudson Hawk, Colour of Night.
No. It's like good films, Mason.
Hudson Hawk's a good film. everyone's seen Hudson Hawk. Like, when I discovered Bruce Willis and, like, Die Hard and Die Hard 2, like, it was like Hudson Hawk was the next one he's in, because, like, the main reason he did Die Hard 2 for the paycheck to put into, like, the deal he got for Hudson Hawk. It's fucking mental, Hudson Hawk, man.
Well, no.
I would have to disagree with what you said, though, miss, because I've never seen Hudson Hawk.
You've never
I've
seen
seen it
it?
once and that's all.
You need to see it, man.
Never seen it.
It's fucking
Oh my
mental.
god, this bit here, which shoots his legs and it hits his face on the grass.
Oh.
Oh
Oh,
god,
there's some bloody shins.
that's the 18 right now, isn't it?
I like that, the fact that not only did he get shot in the shin very viciously, but they also said, nah, needs a bit more. Oh, put his head through a window.
Yeah.
I mean, it works, I love it, but still.
I love just the framing and all that. I think John McTiernan and all that, I think he was very good at, like, filling the frame with some really cool stuff.
It's like, it talks to him, he understands it. Then he sees shoots at grass and he understands it. That's weird, isn't it? You would think we understand German more than the English. Jesus Christ!
But it's clever though, I
I mean,
like that
that's-
idea of it, like, you know, not many, like, bad guys would sit there and, like, remember the fact that he had no shoes on and thinking, oh, if I shoot the glass,
Well, it's very
fuck him
clever.
up.
I mean, it would fucking kill you, like.
Oh, tickle, like.
You must just say that's Lego on the floor. Just say it's Lego. All those hockey pucks.
That's why I always think of that when I see them.
He's got to be dead now, like, 'cause he's done nothing, that guy. Alexander, whatever you call him. What's your next one for the check, Paul, for IMDb?
Yeah.
I'm not the guy in the chair, you know.
Are you sitting in a chair?
Yeah, I am. I'm
So you are the guy in the chair?
Spider-Man reference there for us nerds. Well, you nerds, not me.
Yeah, you would never be noted as a nerd, would you, Paul?
No.
No.
Let's have a quick look. Oh, Mason, you're right, he's dead.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Has he been dead a while?
1985.
1990.
That's a while, like.
He died in 1995.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking hell, he must have had a heart attack or something.
Well, I'll find out if you want.
Yeah, you're the guy in the chair.
You're like our Kevin Smith in Die Hard 4, man. Cowie Warlock.
I'm Warlock. I'm Warlock. I just need some more action figures and I'm sorted.
I mean, what do you reckon he is? I mean, in this film, he's got to be in his, like, mid-30s. Even probably go a little bit higher than that, actually.
I would say like
And then it
40s,
was-
aye.
Yeah, and then 7 years after this, he's looking like he's pushing 50.
So he was 45 when he died, and it was just natural causes.
Oh.
Merry Christmas.
How'd you die in, like, natural causes 45?
That's it though. So,
But he was a ballet dancer, so obviously you know how tiresome and the bodies will get to be a ballet dancer.
Do you? I don't know.
Neither do I. How do we
That looks totally like my shots.
right, you know, the guy behind him there, right? Is he not in the fucking third Die Hard film? He looks like the guy who gets shot in the subway.
Well, the third one brings it all back round, doesn't it?
I but he's in New York.
But we all commute.
Fuck, that's a big commute. That's like Total Recall remake commuting through the fucking centre of the earth, that.
Yeah. I'll laugh, but I still haven't watched that. that, the remake. I can't bring myself to it.
Told you, man, Kate Beckinsale sliding and teabagging somebody. It's one of the best things I've ever.
Have you seen the mirror behind Bruce Willis when he's talking?
Loads of numbers on it.
Yeah. Like 24 times by 40.
He's probably sitting there working out his wage, man. He's probably been left. And he's trying to work out his wage. How much are you going to get for this movie?
$5 million. I want a million. Yeah. This is a slow bit.
It has slowed down quite
Well, it
well.
never stops. I think they like to basically rely on the fact that even the very cheap and average guys. So if you think about it from the start of the film, I think it's natural that he would like to feel like he would have a rest.
Very muffly call. Rah, rah, rah. That's all I heard there. Rah.
But I'm sorry.
Have you eaten your phone?
You're like Carl getting angry.
No.
You've got like Jim Carrey and me, myself, and Irene. Gets cotton mouth.
Sorry, Carl, you're saying? But it's Rick Dickerman.
Yeah, Rick
I didn't
Dickerman.
get it the first time.
He was just in everything in the 80s, wasn't he? He's dead.
Do you think this is the same? Do you think this is the same universe as the Burbs and Gremlins 2 and Die Hard? Do you think it's the same guy? He just got fired from each job, and then ended up living in the Burbs.
It'll be the same casted agent, that's for sure.
Sorry, Carl. Go ahead. Sorry, Carl. I interrupted you.
I've lost track now, mate. Don't worry.
Sorry, man. It just he always pops up in all the films and he's green little monster.
No, totally. Yeah. Motorola. That would be first mobile phone.
Yeah, it was mine too. Yeah. Was it which one was it? Was it?
It had a screw-on antenna.
Yeah. I bought mine from the Keyside for 40 quid.
Aye.
There you go, there's the writing back.
Is it not because it's under construction? Don't like all the measurements on the window when they're setting up.
Yeah, I think you're right. Is that the price for desktop? Against you is the police. You did your miracle.
You could do a decent RoboCop crossover on this, couldn't you? No? Oh,
Yeah.
fuck this.
Yeah, check it. I wish McBo was free because I was sending pictures of a Motorola phone I found online. Of mine.
Oh, it's all Bond, isn't it? Alright, so it's safe to say that Vigo definitely died in the explosion before, like. Do.
Hey, if Gary Busey can survive under siege.
He is definitely dead, like.
He came back for the third one, man. We all know that.
Drop
Common
zone.
Hey, Paul, that's a Motorola, isn't it?
It's a little bit like I had.
Nearly that big, anyway.
Vodafone. Oh no, it's orange. Ow.
But again, though, with bonds and all that, right? They're on about bearer bonds or whatever. Like, they'd not be like super traceable. Oh yeah, I've got one of these. Well, that was stolen from Nakatomi.
Mate, I'd keep my money under my bed, but I wouldn't know.
I don't have any money.
I know.
Barclays lend me money every now and again.
I've had some pound coins, and my wallet today and I was like, fucking hell, I'm not used to this. So I put it in a new money box. And then I got to the shop and it was just like, oh, it's a minimum car payment. I was like, what? So I
It's like £5, isn't it?
no, it was £3. I was like, oh, I only have that coins. I just put it in my money box, man.
We just decided not to use coins at all.
Did he go and say, welcome to the party, pal? And I'm paying for it and walk out.
It has slowed right down here, though, hasn't it? In the middle, like, there's a lot going on.
Totally. It's sweet to see Bruce Willis is acting. I think it's the same year he got married with Demi Moore, didn't he?
Yeah, that didn't really go too well, did it?
God, she's disappeared for a while, hasn't she?
She's been popping up in some weird shit, Debbie Moore, man. Like, low budget stuff. She's sort of... Like, I don't know at what point Debbie Moore, like, she was massive in the middle of the 90s with G.I. Joe and striptease and, you know what I mean? And then, like, she just disappeared.
She married that Ashton Kutcher, and that's when it went downhill.
Oh, fucking hell, I forgot about that.
I always remember in St. Elmo's Fire.
Right, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
One Crazy Summer, man, she's meant in that. I forgot she was married to Ashton Kutcher.
No.
He's been off the radar for a long time as well.
Who's that?
Ashton Kutcher.
Because he can't make a punt anymore.
You know what it is? He did it's a canny series on Netflix called Ranch.
Oh, yeah, he is.
He's done that for a couple of years.
Because he was in Two and a Half Men, but
Jack it up, man.
Two and a Half Men's now dead in the water, isn't it?
Oh yeah, totally. Although I will give credit that they got to do like probably one of the best finales ever, which is basically, you know, Charlie Sheen had, like, obviously went haywire, and then the entire scene, obviously, because they've made up some really horrible reason like why Charlie Sheen wasn't in it anymore. But then the entire finale, they were basically teasing that his character was going to come back. And, like, every other scene was just another like, oh, is he? No, he didn't come back. And it was quite funny actually. I just like how the studio decided to play up on it.
So he's definitely killed off, was he?
Yeah.
Isn't it true that I think I was watching that Cleaning Up the Terrible Ghostbusters documentary, and obviously William Thingy, would you call him, you know, who plays Walter Peck?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, people drive past and go, hey, Dickless. Well,
Hey.
I think to him, I'm sure he did that.
Yeah. Hey, Dickless, and chuck stuff at him all the time.
Yeah. Go on now, business. I don't know how you can do those pull-ups.
I was going to say, you often think of like films and think, how far would I have made it? I wouldn't have made it that far, but there's no way I'm pulling a pull-up like, nah.
No. Oh. Right in the cheek.
There we have a special gun.
I'm sure it's an IMDb thing all about that gun, I just kind of bobbed off at it.
He is definitely in Die Hard 3, that guy behind him. Could someone find that out, please?
Paul, you're the man in the shirt.
Apparently.
He gets shot in the tunnel in Die Hard 3, and the guy nicks his badge. I think he's called Ricky in Die Hard 3.
Yeah, because he plays his lottery badge.
Aye, that's him. I'm sure that's the same actor.
I'll check for you now. Keep talking. All this is about the fight scenes are dead rough in this film, like.
I was going to say, like, you got to give credit, like, where Bruce Willis does come off as a bit of a pretty hard bastard, like.
Well, he just falls like a sack of potatoes, and all he takes his head. And that scene there, you could actually see his feet.
Yeah.
Apparently he plays the young cop in Die Hard.
The young cop, is that his actual title?
Die Hard, a young cop, 1988, and then Die Hard with Vengeance, Ricky Walsh, 1995.
Get in!
But then again, it can it be the same person?
And it can't be, it's the same fucking actor.
The same
Why
actor,
is he dead?
can it be the... No, because obviously John McClane's in New York, cop.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
LA. So,
Well, yeah, but John McClane's in New York and LA, so he can be too.
Ah. It's like
is it quite a big?
it's like Michael Jar White in Universal Soldier: The Return, because he was kid. No one tell him that I was what.
So some good news or some bad news?
What? What's the matter?
He's dead, isn't he?
He's dead.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Fucking hell. Well, Alan Rickman's dead, so we might as well add him to the list.
Hopefully,
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, like Michael Jar White, because he's one of the extras in the Unisols in Vietnam at the start of the movie. And obviously he was like, oh, don't tell him I was in the first one. And Van Damme was like, well, that makes perfect sense. That you're the body. You're one of the original Unisols. So it's fucking class, that. Go on,
Then we
Annie.
could do a Universal Soldier. Like, I only ever watched the first one. Well, I know the first one, but
well, looks like my reps on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
That's
Big fight scene coming on. Ooh, get to the gun.
oh god.
Oh, shot right in the shoulder. Oh, I hope they bring back Elvis. That just reminds me of fucking Independence Day.
Oh, yeah, signs and stuff, yeah. I love Independence Day. Checkmate. Yeah.
that's Will Smith.
I love Alan Rickman's shift in he's went from like stone cold, like very cool cat to now like frantic, and he's like, I love that, just his mannerisms have changed. It's quite
All
cool.
the speeches, after all of the comments, it's just a feat. Something like that.
Karate chop fail.
We got fucking cooking. We got fucking meat. We got fucking. I still don't know how he gets out of this one.
Well, again, in Drop Zone, the guy with the blonde hair, he gets hung by the parachute, very similar to this. That would have been enough for him to be dead, but obviously he comes back for that one last scare, doesn't he?
Oh, spoilers.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, though. I mean,
I don't know, brother, because it's chain. It's not like rope, so it might not have that much of a grip on his neck.
Well, it would
they just
support.
knocked him out.
Well, it would support his weight, and he probably would just passed out.
Yeah.
Just like, man.
Well, Robert Duvall's in Predator 2 as well, isn't he? Because he's.
Yeah.
I'm Goonies.
What was it? He's one of those actors, though, he just kind of can just pop up in anything.
I just remember him because of all the dimple marks he's got in his face.
Aye.
Oh, there goes Ali Long. Just fucking blasted to death.
Was that justified for him, though?
No.
I would have rather seen him pull off the kickoff suit.
Oh, I hope they bring back Elvis. Oh, it's John McClane.
Checkmate.
Of course they're gonna fucking. There we go. That is not all the people from the party.
Nah.
It is. Welcome to the party, pal.
I mean, that's a
Okay,
great
shot.
shot. Great. I mean,
See that? See his feet now?
aye.
Look at his feet. And there's a massive like nail in the floor. Like a bolt in the floor, he just misses. It's got a bit of split.
I mean, it would be a good shot there if he did that and he wasn't hanging there. And like, like a smart. I would have not had him there. And like, he's gone. So like, it's kind of like not a surprise, but like, to presume he's been hanging there for ages.
Do you guys do that? Talk to yourselves about situations like this.
What would I do if I was about to jump over the side of the fucking building? Come on, John.
Yeah?
Yeah, I talk to myself all the time. It's called podcasts. Blow the roof. This is another big ass explosion, like.
Awesome, man.
Boom.
What a shot.
Mental, that man.
Nice.
Isn't that... If I was right, the bit where the helicopter explodes and goes down the side of the building, I'm sure that's like a miniature, isn't it?
Oh, it'd have
But it looks
to.
really good.
That's a great fucking visual, that.
This would be out like this, wouldn't it? Everything's alright now, don't worry about it. Oh, flip.
Fucking minty
Just see
action.
the terror in his face. By now, I would be in the cafeteria having a cup of tea. Stuff like that. She's the one that had argument and left, not him. She's the one that uses a thingy name, not him. What do you mean?
You can tell, I mean, that helicopter has no weight. But, boom.
When you more, you can become more. Bing, oh.
Just the fucking elevator's done. Like, just to like warrant that he's stuck. The elevator's fucking blown up.
Christmas tree. Christmas film.
Christmas film.
Christmas film officially now, yeah.
Can you imagine? Here we go. Is this the ambulance coming out? There you go.
You always forget all the girls in the car until now. I forgot about them.
Just chilling out. Yeah, the ambulance.
Harley! I'm going to count how many bonsai trees are in this film. I like them.
Imagine if they ordered them all from Mr. Miyagi's shop.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome. I mean, Daniel did spend his last, his college fund on them.
He did.
Oh, Paul, I've got a present for you, by the way.
Alright.
Did you hear that?
Got a present for me.
No, I farted, but you mustn't have heard it. And I'm not going to push anymore because we will have an explosion.
Welcome to the fun.
Just want to confirm, yes, I heard the fart as well.
Alright.
Did you hear me think that, though? Did you hear what I said?
No?
Welcome to the 40. Welcome to the 40, pal. Oh, never mind.
So the only guy who doesn't get killed?
I'm wasted on this podcast.
Go say it in that. Well, he doesn't. Does he get killed even? No, he just gets knocked out.
What great shot, the lighting behind him and everything. These days would be like a close up on the face, wouldn't it? And the face would be like shown.
Aye.
Like if The Rock was in it.
Well, Skyscraper. That was
Sky Hard.
Sky Hard. You can't not say that was like a kind of idea for a remake. You know what I mean?
Watched it once.
No, absolutely. yeah. And I fell pretty flat. It wasn't a horrible film, but it wasn't great.
Agree.
I think Statham could do a Die Hard reboot.
Know what I mean, eh? Give me Kanye, know what I mean?
He's been quite quiet. I would say Jason
He
Statham.
disappeared, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, I think the last one he was officially in, well, saying that Hobbs and Shaw, but Meg, he's sort of hasn't been firing them out. You know what I mean? Because normally for a while he was bouncing between America and still coming across to England and still taking like projects like War and Blitz and all that on. Do you know what I mean? Motherfucker. Quick draw. Duct tape going to the back. Christmas wrapping paper. Huh?
Mason, we should do it tomorrow at work. Have a fake laugh, just to see what it's like.
I'm not at work tomorrow.
I don't mean. I do a fake laugh by myself.
Like Scott Moist is the laugh. Sounds like the fucking Predator. Now, as everyone knows, Alan Rickman, who technically had a cameo in Die Hard 3 because this scene is used in Die Hard 3. Obviously, they dropped him without telling them, didn't they? So you get that genuine shock, don't you?
It's like 1, 2, 3, then he dropped him on 1 or something like that.
It's a genuine reaction, like.
I mean, if this was not Robocop falling out the window.
Oh, when his arms stretch out to the side and all that weird shit.
Did he kick off after this? I think he kicked off, didn't he?
He did,
I am a Shakespearean actor.
He was, was it Mercutio from Romeo and Juliet?
Oh, look at you with your big words. Romeo and Juliet. Well, I guess that's alright now. Give me some sugar, baby.
She does have a cameo in the third Die Hard movie because her voice is on the phone at the very end.
But is it her?
I think it is her.
Oh, look at the snow falling. I mean, the paper's falling.
Going back to Die Hard 5, don't they cut out the last? Because doesn't the last come back from Die Hard 4, but it's a deleted scene?
I think so, man. I've only seen the ones. She was in she wasn't she in loads of stuff.
Was it Mary Winstein?
That's it.
Yeah.
Mary Elizabeth Winstein, that's the one. Yeah, I mean, I know no one's really looking, but it's all blank paper.
Oh, we got one last pop though.
Some poor guy's got to clean all that up.
Alright, Carl.
There's an Adrian Brody lookalike in the back there, a big sex pest tash.
I love that camera angle there, when I just zoomed in on his face, it's brilliant. Proper Americana hero.
Don't I look at you like that when you come in?
Made it work. You know that random guy who just looks like he's got off the Titanic? You see him walk past the background, he's fucking flat capping that on. He's scarfed like, oh yeah, what's going on? Nice to meet you.
I'll never get a laugh and cry.
I can see why, but he didn't come back to the third one, did he?
No.
Is he alive still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Paul, do a death check.
No, yes.
Have you now got a list of everyone in Die Hard and who's alive and who's dead?
Dead hard.
That could be someone else.
Then he's back!
music's of aliens, isn't it? It is, yeah, the alien, you know, the plant where Thingy saves him at the end, where Bishop comes in the ship. That's the theme from Alien.
Aliens.
James Horner. It is, yeah. Are you saying this? Yeah. But you know, when the power plant's falling apart, the thing's falling apart, it's just got nuked. But Bishop's left. But
First time you've ever plugged some guy.
Welcome to the party.
And then Argyle comes in.
I always forget about Argyle.
So did everyone else.
And a bit of comedy. Didn't she knock him out, aye? Boom.
Yeah, pictures him. And then in the second one, he gets a thingy against it, doesn't he? She's gonna be in the same, the court thingy with Jig. I forget what you call it now. You know what I mean?
Restraining order.
Yeah, restraining order. Mother flipper. Give me some sugar, baby. It's not a Christmas film, is it?
Apparently not, no, but it starts off and it's ended there. Credits just come over the actual video thing, don't they? Well, it ends with a Christmas song, you know, Let It Snow, John McClane. Well,
one of the best films of the 80s.
The terrorists. So, what is it going to be, Paul Ray?
Take a guess.
How many Nakatomi Towers?
Yippee-ki-yay.
How many yippee-ki-yays? That's right, Carl.
I don't know. For this one, I would probably say I'd give it 8 yippee-ki-yays out of 10. I mean, there's not much to complain about. It is exactly what it wants to be. It's an 80s action flick. You know, it probably goes a little bit beyond what most 80s action flicks were doing at the time, so that's why I kind of put it in a high regard. But, you know, it's just really great cast, great music, and literally has all of rewatchability you could want in a film. So, quotes, music, lines, it's perfect.
Can I just ask, Carl?
Yeah?
Yes or no Christmas film?
Absolutely, yes.
Excellent. Mace?
I would probably go with Carl, saying it's an 8, because I wouldn't say it was a 10 or a 9, because I do, again...
What's wrong with you?
What? Well, no, it's just, like, the music's class, I mean, now you look at it as Bruce Willis, but for the time when Bruce Willis did it, he wasn't Bruce Willis, do you know what I mean? And like Bruce Willis, it's probably one of his best performances. I mean, it's a performance that it's the same as Stallone in First Blood, and you know, it's some of that, you know, like you can see so many movies or clones of Die Hard now, and like everyone, like, this was not planned to be a franchise, you know what I mean? But like it's a household name, and it's spawned like 3 decades now, and like warrants like 4 follow-ups. And it's because it's the average day man, and it's John McTiernan. It's a well executed movie. Alan Rickman is fantastic because he's a credible threat. You know, he's the businessman. He's not he's a ruthless killer. So again, they've done that right. Some great explosions. It does drag a little bit, but it's got some great comedy in it as well. So yeah, I would say 8 yippee-ki-yays.
Nice. I give it a 9 yippee-ki-yays. It's my highest rated film all year. It's one of my favourites. I can watch it all year, not just for Christmas, watch it all year. You're right, Mason and Carl, it does go a bit slow in the middle act, but I think that's where you see Bruce Willis come out as a character, not just like an action hero comes out as an actor himself, and obviously, you know, shows some feelings, so it could happen to anyone, but honestly, since I was a kid watching this film, it's my go-to. It's my absolute go-to. I absolutely love it. Yeah, 9 yippee-ki-yays for me. Like, there's not much you can say about dialogue, but it's one of my favourites. You give it a 9.
So,
Nice rating all that.
because we're not going to do all 5 Die Hard podcasts, this is a one-off Christmas special. How would you rate the Die Hard films 1 to 5?
I'll do it in order. 1, 2. 1, 2, 4, 3, and then 5. I think I like number 4 and number 3 because it's just a bit more fresh for me, and obviously it's based on another book, which is like the third one is. But I love the fourth one. I really do love the fourth one. I like everything about it. But the fifth one, I've only seen. The fifth one I've only seen. Like I watched it once when it came out. I tried to watch it again last year, and I couldn't get into it. I'm just not bothered about the character. But the first one, absolutely awesome.
Yeah, for me, Die Hard is purely based on entertainment. We said it before, like I say, it's not only just action, it's comedy, and it's got a little bit of everything in there. So for me, it would have to go 1, 3, 2, 4, and 5.
Yeah, that's how that's the same as me, Carl. Like Die Hard 2 plays it safe. Like Rennie Harlan was really just hired to deliver a sequel very quickly, and like, I mean, don't get us wrong, the plot story for Die Hard 2 and the whole planes and like, you know, again, it's Christmas. Die Hard 2 is a Christmas film as well, but it's a lot snowy. There's some really good. I mean, there's loads of extras. Like,
I like the second one, but I think it's just more of a clone of the first one, really.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's got loads of people in it. I mean, you got to think of how many people was in Die Hard 2. You got Robert Patrick and John Leguizamo and all that in really small roles. Die Hard with a Vengeance, I think it's fucking class. John McTiernan back.
Yeah.
That is the official sequel to Die Hard because it's the same director. You know what I mean? It's a great espionage story. Yeah. It's got ties to the brothers.
It's just a group of. Was like there was a script called Simon Rudd or Simon Says. Or
Simon Says, yeah. But the best thing about the thing about Die Hard 3, obviously it's before 9/11, and it's all filmed in New York. I mean, that is John McClane and Bruce Willis and Samuel Jackson going through Central Park in a taxi. Do you know what I mean? The fucking blue, like there was explosions and stuff in New York for real. You wouldn't fucking dare do that now. But like, it's a great caper. There's a few bits of the CGI. Falls out. Die Hard 4, I think Timothy Olyphant is a mint bad guy in it. It's some mental stuff, but by the time Die Hard 4, when it comes, I mean, great buddy comedy, but John McClane is just indestructible, and he's an action star. He's the same as, at this point, he's a John Rambo, you know what I mean? He's the Terminator, he's just invincible. And then the fifth one almost wanted to be like Jive Courtney, like the building Jive Courtney up to be like a new spin-off.
Yeah.
Then I think he was miscast. You know what I mean. So, but I do want to say like Hostage and Striking Distance could have been spin-off stories. Like, but people expect Die Hard that's what they're expecting. They forget that the first Die Hard movie is an everyday man. But by the time they hear Die Hard now, he's just Bruce Willis in indestructible mode. And this DVD is just completely playing itself once again. It's going around for the second time.
Really? It's not good.
It's going to go to menu screen to start it over again.
I know what I mean by Die Hard 4, where he takes an F-35 jet, yeah? And then he takes an helicopter because he ran out of bullets. But I love that kind of thing. So he's not... But I'm not saying it's entertainment, but he's not.
Well, it's cyber terrorism anyway, because that was based off a story called Fire Sale. And it was like, I mean, just a bit where they're going through the tunnel and they switch the lights off and they've got the cars going in and out that. It's some general threat, you know what I mean?
Now, what do you think about the title? Was it Live Free or Die Hard or 4.0 over here? I prefer Live Free or Die Hard myself.
4.0 makes no fucking sense. Live Free or Die Hard, yes, it's an American term, it's state of independence or whatever, that's where that comes from. But when I was in Bulgaria, it was called Live Free or Die Hard. It was coming out of pictures at the time. And like A Good Day to Die Hard, I mean, but again, people often forget that Die Hard 2 is called Die Harder, but then they re-changed it to Die Hard 2 to not confuse people. But that's why Die Hard with a Vengeance is so, like when you hear 4.0, people just call it Die Hard 4. They don't even say the .0, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. If the .0 is supposed to be like a digital thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I understand that, yeah. But just stupid, like even on Amazon, it's called Die Hard. It's called like Live Free or Die Hard on Amazon. So it's just like, But as a series, like I said, I think if we pulled out one more, I mean, and it was a good script, good action, not over the top. The budget doesn't have to be 200 million. The low budget one, start fresh. Maybe that could bring it back. I think, but pass it on to a younger person just won't work. I think you need to do one more, like Indiana Jones. Do one more, and that's kind of it. Maybe even kill John McClane off or something, just to finish it once and for all.
What they should do for Die Hard, the final Die Hard, it should be a riot, and so basically he gets caught in a riot, and like there's some kind of gang or something to do with his family, and have it, you know, like because if you've got to remember as well, like Die Hard 1 and 2 are quite, like Die Hard 1's all in one building, the third one's all over the place and that. But like what they could do is just make it grounded. And you're right, I mean, does he do the whole Rambo Last Blood ending? Or just, you know, just something to say, it's done, it's dusted.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's in the hands of Disney now. Oh boy!
Well, it's like we talked about with Tremors 7 and obviously Michael Gloss finally getting killed off. And like, you look at that and you go, he was in all fucking 7 movies. And the TV series. Huh?
Bert, wasn't it? That's his name, isn't it?
Bert Gummer, yeah. And then they've left it so, is he dead or not dead? Or like, and then there's a montage and you go, right, the guy's nearly fucking 80 year old, do you know what I mean? And he's went out on his own way and they've wrote him out and they've like honoured him. That's what they've done within the film. Yeah. And it's the kind of same thing that they've done with Rambo when he's like lying down there and it has that lovely montage. It's a nice little send off to the character. They need to do that with John McClane, because like you don't want it to be Bruce Willis suddenly dies, that's it, there's no other. They're like, it's best, like all these people who are coming back for like a cashing in or a reboot, finish it up, wrap it up nicely, a nice send off. Don't leave it so you're trying to do another one straight away. Let it, you know what I mean, let it run. Like the fucking perfect example, Terminator. Fucking keep on trying and trying, just fucking end it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'm going to say they're going to let that go now. I think if you were ever going to be able to do it, it was going to be when they brought Linda Hamilton back, but that hasn't happened, so we just need to kind of let it go.
Look at the fucking car crashes, though, all of them.
Just looking at the Die Hard, Good Day Die Hard budget was 92 million, and it did 304 million, so it did alright. But not on the budget. But then Live Free Die Hard did 388 million. You know what I mean? Right. On a budget of 110. So 110 million cost to do Die Hard 4, and it made a bit more. But I think, right. It said like it just needs to just kind of one more send off for John McClane, bring it back to basics, and that'll be it.
Well, another thing that Die Hard 5 didn't have, it didn't have a credible bad guy. You need to have somebody for John McClane to go up against. You know, like Alan Rickman. If you look at Alan, it was Alan Rickman, and then you know, I mean, they've always been like not classically trained actors, but they've always been like Bill Slatner, Jeremy Irons, Timothy Olyphant. They've always been like ruthless, like cold-blooded killers, but not someone who's like an action star, you know what I mean? Someone who's known to be in an action movie.
Yeah, I'm good game, mate. Really intelligent people, that's what I give them credit for. Like, all the bad guys tend to be like really intelligent, like as if they know what they're doing.
Definitely. Like, so what they should do is just have like all the baddies from the other films, like, you know, like gangs, meet each other and then go after John McClane as one big Die Hard. Yeah. You could finish it off like, but no, you can't go wrong with Die Hard, like.
You can't. Well, this has been our Christmas special. I think it's going to come out straight away, but I don't know because our Burbs podcast still isn't released.
I think you should release this for Christmas as a one-off special, I really do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you see me Christmas and it'll be February.
Yeah, I'll. Well, as I say, I'm gonna. Blade 2 has just mastered in the background. I'll get this mastered straight away and try and get it uploaded and just release it. But
you can do that, you know.
What?
If you keep asking yourself.
But for now, I've been Steve Monkey Mason, along with Paul Ray and Lou Walcall, and this is Christmas with Die Hard, basically. Merry Christmas and thanks for listening.